Hi everyone, Andy Carvin here. Right now I'm at the ICT for All Expo at the World Summit on the Information Society in Tunisia. It's a big day here at WSIS, not only because the conference is going on, but this is the first full day that the public is getting a chance to look at the very first prototype of Nicholas Negroponte's $100 laptop. He launched it last night in a ceremony with UN Secretary General Kofi Annan, but right now this is really the first chance for people to get their hands on it, play with it, and see what it's really like. So I spent a few minutes with one of the team members from the project to learn a little bit more about how the laptop is coming together, some of its capabilities and some of the challenges they're facing, and what they hope to be doing with it next. Let's go take a look. So the prototype was just unveiled?
The prototype was just unveiled last night by the Secretary General of the United Nations, Kofi Annan.
And this is the very first prototype work?
This is the very first prototype. So we've been working very hard on the industrial design, getting the first version of the motherboard done, getting the first port to Linux done, and we're showing it off. Some things aren't yet completed. In fact, the keyboard will be different in every country, but this keyboard costs $5.
$5.
And in fact, different countries can customize their own keyboard. Now the mouse pad isn't done yet. The screen will be sunlight reflective. We haven't yet finished the first prototype of that.
I've heard people describe it as a dual mode screen. What exactly does that mean?
Dual mode screen means there's two modes, right? And basically think of a toggle switch. You've got a toggle switch. One state, you flip it up, or it'll be in software that you flip it. It's black and white, high resolution. This resolution, 800 by 600, sunlight readable. Very bright because we removed the color filter, so brighter than an LCD that you usually see, a lot brighter. And when we flip the switch down, we get color mode. It's lower resolution. We call it sort of DVD mode. It's 350 by 470. So the backlight turns on, and what we're doing is by getting rid of the color filters, not only is it 30% of the cost of an LCD, but it also absorbs 80% of the light. So it makes you need more battery. So we got rid of it. And by using basically no technical innovations whatsoever in a TFT LCD, it's black and white display. Technical innovations are clever optics in the backlight, which is now stampable. Because of DVD technology, we can now stamp very, very fine features of plastic. And when you look at a DVD, you see colors, you see a rainbow. Well, guess what? If we stamp the right features, we can make that rainbow pattern send red to certain subpixels, green to certain subpixels, and blue to certain other pixels. And it's readily mass reproducible. So that's the big innovation, the big aha is, how do you do display innovation without it taking 20 years? Because I've been in display industry my whole life, and it takes longer than 20 years. Which also begs the question, why bother patenting it? Because patents only last 20 years. So let's go open on the IP and encourage innovation, because the IP is actually stifling innovation. And let's try something different. We've got $100 billion of fab investment in LCD worldwide, and we can start to, maybe rather than in process and materials changes, just massive changes, and then we can rapidly innovate different display technologies.
Tell me a little bit about how it's going to be powered. I understand there's a combination of solar and hand crank, perhaps?
Okay, so solar, I heard that too. We haven't been saying it, but that would be great. What we've looked at for cost is it's too expensive. However, power is probably, until we finish the final prototype, the truth is, we don't know exactly the power consumption. And anybody who's been an engineer for any period of time knows until you're done, you don't know the power consumption. You don't know until you optimize your OS, your changes. Our target, which we think is totally realistic, is 2 to 3 watt power consumption. And we believe that's a radical power down from before. Why do we think we can do that? AMD is making a special chip for us, quarter watt power consumption. We're using Wi-Fi extended range chips, which not only have better range, they're lower bit rate, which is fine for us, but they're lower power. You don't have a hard drive, it's low power. You don't need the backlight on, it's lower power. So there's a lot of thought. Cost was one of of the pillars that we designed the laptop on. Another was power. Another was that it had to look cool. And finally, it had to be an ebook. It had to be an ebook because that's so important for the education objective because of the book expenditures by Ministry of Education. So we spent a lot of time on power. We made the cylinder here so that it could hold C-cell batteries that are available in every country on Earth that we know of. Now, there could be some countries where they have to be imported because we don't know of any. So, because batteries only have 500 recharge cycles, and so we intend this laptop will be virtually indestructible, right? There's no moving parts except for the crank. But, you can fix the crank. I think that the countries can cover that. If this breaks off, it's fixable, right? So by cranking this, you can charge the C-cell batteries. You can put 2 in and charge, or if you're left-handed, you can put the crankshaft over here and put 2 in here. You can hold 4 batteries.
And how much cranking is required?
Well, that's the question. It depends on the power consumption exactly. Our vision of worst case, what's acceptable as worst case is a 1 to 10 ratio. We want to do a lot better. It also depends on the mode that you're in. If you're in ebook mode, everything's powered down. You're literally paging the system. Page to page. The backlight's off. I mean, you should be able to crank for a minute and it'll last 40 minutes, an hour. But the truth is, honestly, we don't know. These are our current estimates.
So would you say that's your biggest remaining engineering challenge?
Biggest remaining engineering challenge. Hiring. We need to hire people. So this is a
Well, let me give you my business card.
So please, if you're
I'm not an engineer, so I wouldn't be much help probably.
yeah, that's probably right now, and it's all doable. It's time, and I suppose what we've said is it's got to be great. We have this chance to do it, and if the worst case is we ship 6 months late, we'll take that black eye. We'll ship 6 months late, but we're going to do it right. Also, honestly, government